Hope everyone's well rested and ready for a terrific week here on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Sammy, don't be shaking your head. It's way too early for that. Glad you're aboard alongside Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Derek Brandeo, and David Sis Boom Ba. It is the Leaf Hour edition of our program. We are live on SPORTSNET 360, SPORTSNET 590, The Fan in Toronto, and streaming always on SPORTSNET Plus, also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. It is our Leaf Hour edition, which means we've got exactly 59 minutes to fix the Toronto Maple Leafs. Justin, you go first. Did you fix them in your article? You got his sportsnet.ca. Can you repeat the title of your article, please?
Yeah, if you go to sportsnet.ca, the first article you'll see is this Maple Leaf season beyond saving by Justin Bourne.
Can I ask you on a scale of 1 to 10 in September, if I would have said the odds of you writing that title mid-November, you would have told me...
I mean, no chance.
No chance.
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But hey, guys, I'm just trying to be realistic about the conversation around the Toronto Maple Leafs last night. Sammy, you played hockey last night. You said that the boys are talking about it.
It's the biggest conversation amongst Leafs Nation. No question.
Do we want to get into your article now, or do you just let's recap Saturday night?
Yeah.
Yes.
What we saw Saturday night, because it was a game that was winnable for the Toronto Maple Leafs, only to give up a late third period goal and hand the Maple Leafs their 5th straight loss. Sammy, you and JD did post-game Leafs.
Yep.
JB, you want to start and let me know, I don't know, there were some positives, believe it or not.
I thought they played well. I thought they played well for what they have right now, right? The roster's a little thin, and oftentimes they've been so talented that when they play well, they win. That was a night where, boy, they played pretty decent and, had a few chances that didn't go in. Cowan get a tough tip at the end there. One of those nights where I think it puts who they are into better perspective, where you go, gosh, pretty good effort. Still wasn't good enough. And it's disheartening. Certainly the injuries play into that, but it was disheartening.
I do think that when you've lost 5 in a row and a lot of them have looked like crap, your moral victory meter kind of, if it's the first loss and you look great, that's one thing. But when it's your 5th loss in a row and your season seems like it's teetering, there's no room for really moral victories. And I thought there was a ton of positives. I think the number one positive was how good Wall looked. I thought, that Cowan, Waugh, Nyes line had some moments. They played with the puck a ton. But at the end of the day, you lose, you don't accumulate any points, and you look at the Eastern Conference standings, and there's a Buffalo Sabres between you and the basement. So
yeah. And you also hate to be in a situation where you go, didn't quite get the balance, didn't quite go our way against Chicago.
Yeah.
I understand they're better, but
they're still not great.
Right.
Yeah, for me, Saturday night is, again, just right at the core of the surface, a better effort. They played harder. There was a sense of urgency on many shifts. It was a winnable game. Unfortunately, years past, if they would have had a game like that, they would have found a way to get a point guaranteed.
Yep. And
probably with the likes of Matthews, Nylander, Tavares, and Marner at their best, they would have found a way to get the second point in overtime.
Wouldn't have had to be at their best.
And
they were often at their worst in overtime, and they still found a way to do it.
Many nights that the talent just took over.
Totally.
But that's not the case. Again, the effort for me was there, which really reflects on how many nights I've watched them so far where the effort wasn't there like that.
Yeah. Which
is in itself kind of alarming. That you needed almost 20 games to get there. That's a positive for me, but it comes back now to Chicago as well. I thought, guys, Chicago was sloppy.
Yeah.
They were sloppy, and they did not manage the puck well. All indications from people that I talked to was that was one of their worst games of the season.
For Chicago.
Yeah, for Chicago.
Sick.
And yet the Leafs couldn't find a way to get a point.
Yeah. I mean, it was one of those games where I look at those fancy numbers after the game, and the Leafs did lead in high danger chances.
They had a ton of great chances.
Yeah. I mean, Cowan himself had
Robertson had a couple
4
misses too.
So to the point we've been making, they used to talent their way through those games and obviously they don't have Marner anymore, didn't have Matthews in the lineup. And it just didn't happen for them. And so when you kind of relying on them to figure it out in other ways right now, that hasn't come easy. Joseph Woll gave him every chance to win, and boy, 5 in a row now.
Where do you guys want to start with?
This stat right here, that right off the top, the one that I put in here from Sportsnet Stats, the most regulation losses to teams that missed the playoffs last season this year. The Toronto Maple Leafs have lost 7 games in regulations to teams that have missed the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Most in the league by far.
You know, it's funny.
You know who's actually tied for second? The Panthers.
I opened my article with basically pushing back on the idea. You know how coaches be like, there's no easy games in this league. When you say the schedule is easy, there's no easy games. It's like, okay, there's no easy games, but there's hard ones. And they haven't played the hard ones yet. You know, they have a stretch in January where they go back-to-back, Colorado, Utah, next day in Vegas, next day in Winnipeg. That's a 6-day span against, you know, they haven't done that yet.
That's great for the tank.
Well, take it easy. Take it easy.
All right, let's go to Craig Berube on the blown lead and perhaps what they need to do to correct it.
Because last year we were excellent at it, and right now it's like, you know, we're just a little bit unconfident. You know, I'd say right now, you know, but got to get through that because we got the leads and we have an opportunity to close this game out and win it. And you know, we get a power play in the third, and we don't do anything with it either.
Leafs were 32-0-0 when leading after 2 periods with Joseph Woll in net prior to that game. So they had been very good in those spots in the past.
This is one of their strengths last year.
Anything on the power play? Obviously, we got Craig Berube to talk about it, but like it stinks.
What don't you like?
Entries, support. And just, again, overall quickness. It just lacks.
They don't move the puck fast
They
enough.
don't move the puck fast enough.
But, I mean, that was a complaint of ours in years past, too. When they had all the talented guys out there, they still wouldn't move it quick enough. And it just feels like they're not snapping it.
You want to hear Berube?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Clip 3.
You know, we had possession on, I think it was the second PP. First PP, they did a good job at their stand. And, you know, the second one, we started putting it behind them and going to work, and we got the puck back. And we had good possession. I didn't see enough, you know, attempts to the net, from my standpoint. In the third power play, there was no execution on it.
Yeah. No execution.
The thing that drove me crazy is they get that, we can talk about it later, maybe after the break. It's not that big a deal, but that high stick where they go and they review it, right? And they end up calling it inconclusive or whatever the call on the ice is confirmed. And so the Leafs come out of that. They go up 2-1, and it's like they get this power play. I'm like, this is such a great chance. Young team who's flustered after giving up this getting a goal that they didn't think should have counted. You go out there and you score, make it 3-1, and you just kind of bury them, make them go away. And they just can't even gain the zone. It's just like that's such an opportunity where teams that are really good, like the Oilers or these teams that are really great on the power play, they get that power play and they go out there and they just bury a team.
I'd be curious
it's frustrating.
to know how many. So he talks about, you know, they're doing a good job with their stand, which means like at the blue line, you know, forcing them to dump it in or put it in behind them. And he says we were putting it in, we were getting it back. I'd be curious how many great power play entry teams dump it and get it back.
We suck. We haven't
really,
forechecked. We haven't done anything.
Really, the best teams have an elite player. Marner used to do it for the Leafs. Nylander can do it, which should be their whole breakout. Should be give it to Willie.
He should, but he doesn't, and he can't do it with any consistency at all.
Yeah.
They're forcing him to the middle of the ice, and then he's trying to stick handle through 3 guys.
That's it. If it's not Nylander, they have no one.
Yeah.
Matthews that's not his forte. Tavares, please just stick him in front of the net, and he'll find a way to get a stick on it. That's his strength, but he cannot carry a puck, and he cannot gain an entry. So who's left?
Yeah, I just don't see a world where the plan, though, becomes dump it in, you know, on the power play. Like sometimes you got it. Sometimes the stand is good, and you got to chip it in behind him and go get it. The problem with the way that they break the puck out. So right now they do the double drop or whatever. They often have the last guy up the ice.
Never forgive UC Jokinen for breaking that over.
I know.
I'll never forgive
So he's
him.
the last guy up the ice with the puck, and everyone else is stopped at the blue. So if you want to put it in and chase it, everyone's flat-footed. If you want to be a dump team, you got to bring guys back, come up as 5, or stretch one guy, but they don't have a power play breakout that works with being a dump it in team. So I'm sure Mark Savard will sort that out at some point.
Cowan.
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't be surprised to see him up in a week. Obviously, the injuries are there, no question about that. But they need him. They need him, which is kind of a sad thing to say because it doesn't come with controlling the environment. You're kind of just you're throwing them a little bit to the wolves here and saying, "I hope you can help us." And it's not what you really want to do with first round picks in their first season in the NHL.
What's tough about it is he does so many things where you're like, they need that guy. Like he gets in on it, and he's got energy, and he gets chances, and he can see the ice and make plays, and he just does things too where you're like, he's a young kid in the NHL, and he's going to make mistakes. So you have to play this guy who's going to make mistakes.
Like
it's not his
he
fault,
had
but
3 or 4 grade A chances,
Yeah.
for sure.
Beat Spencer Knight clean. Puck rolls off the toe of his stick.
But those are actually normal reactions to a rookie in the NHL going through something for the first time. Like
Goals are good.
99.9 guys in their first year, they're going to feel anxious.
Mhm.
That's all that was. A year and a half from now, you give him 4 of those grade A chances,
at
he's
least
bearing
one's in.
2.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. But it's not happening in his rookie year. And in the environment that he's in, only exasperates the whole scenario for him.
Can it be something where he's comfortable by April?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Listen, maybe, but like, are they in the playoffs? Are they chasing a playoff spot? Or are they out and done?
Do you not think
I
that
tell
they're
you,
a playoff team?
There's a better chance of relaxing if they're 7 points out of a playoff spot by March.
So that's the crux of my article is,
Can I just, before we move past
yeah.
Cowan?
Yeah.
Bunkus and I talked about this on Saturday night and took some heat for one of our takes about this. Like, the Leafs have given every single star they've ever had, first round pick, every single opportunity and every single thing where it's just like it's created this culture of, for lack of a better term, entitlement in terms of one of the issues we've had over the 10 years with this team. And they're doing it again, different this time out of necessity. But like, should Easton Cowan be on the first power play unit? Should Easton Cowan be the 6th attacker in a game that you have to have? Like, Berube thinks he's one of his 6 best forwards, clearly, because he's deploying him like that. And Berube doesn't care about development. Berube doesn't care about any of this stuff because Berube needs to keep his job. Berube needs to get wins, and he thinks he's one of their 6 best forwards. It just feels like it's way too much too soon, and they're leaning way too hard on him. That's how I feel about it.
So,
you're gonna ruin him. Scares me.
You're not wrong, but you just answered your question. Berube's not in a position now to think about the development.
I know,
and the perfect development of Easton Cowan over, God, I need some wins.
Just put Michelli on the top unit. Like, I know you don't like. I know you don't like.
No. Cowan's better than him now.
I don't know if I agree.
Now.
Not on the top power play unit. I don't know if I agree with that.
I agree with Kip. I think, just by pure meritocracy, he's better than a lot of these guys. And it's like,
So it's more of an indictment on the Leafs than it is on the coach.
I think so. And I truly believe in the NHL, it's not the development league. It's the win league.
I get it.
And so it's like, if you are better than him today, like, I don't know that we know the best way to develop guys. I don't know that we know.
It's fair.
What's best or whatever. And it's like, if you help us today, you're here. And the same thing should go when an old veteran guy is like, well, he's been around. It's like, well, he's not one of their 12 best, so see you later.
No, you're talking about the Leafs decor like that.
Well, maybe we are. Maybe we're about to turn the page to that.
I just worry that he's just getting everything right away again.
I will
and they've
say
done that with all their stars.
He seems to have
Historically,
a mentality
Sam,
for it.
your top picks, which he is, there is a sense of entitlement. They get 10 more chances than a guy like me who had to come in undrafted and was never supposed to be there in the first place.
I get it.
So it's the way it works over the course of probably history. Your top picks are supposed to be guys that are going to eventually take over the nucleus of the hockey club and hopefully lead you to the promised land. That's what they want out of Cowan, but they're just pushing him a little bit harder now because they have to.
It's a worthwhile thing to bring up, though, because we could be sitting here in 2 years and Cowan's not, they haven't made the playoffs and Cowan's not where you hoped he was. And you go, boy, he didn't skate that hard, or, maybe he was too much too soon. It's possible we get there. I certainly hope not.
Yeah.
What else did you have in your article?
Well, the idea is right now what you hear from a lot of people is, should the Leafs make a major trade, right? Should you go get Rasmus Anderson? Should you go, flip this guy for that or whatever? And as we've talked about, and you did a great job on our Leafs broadcast last Thursday of having Buchel on to show us what they have to trade.
And they don't.
And so right now they're 15th in the East. And I know that sounds dramatic because obviously 2 wins or something and you're like third. But they're pretty far down. And if you trade something and you get 2% better, and now you've traded future assets, and all you are is good enough to just miss playoffs or to get smoked in the first round, what's the point? Why would you do that, right? So I tried to look at the season and just be like, is it still there for this group? Is it worth firing the coach, or is the group just not good enough?
I do not see Craig Berube going anywhere this year.
Okay.
And I don't see Brad Treliving going anywhere this season. I think they're in it till the end of the year, and then we'll see where the chips are.
Yeah. I basically wrote that it's been 1.5 seasons, less than a half, 1 1/3 season for Craig Berube. And in his first year, they won the Atlantic Division with 108 points and went as deep as they have in the second round. It's been 20 games, this year, not even. So I can't see them saying it's not good enough. We're going to pay you out $10 million and starting over.
I think Doug McLean made a great point on our Off the Rails Friday. It's okay. Pete DeBoer. Everybody thinks Pete DeBoer is going to come in here and save this. I don't see it. It's still the same players. There's some issues going on with their lineup right now, and they're just
embarrassing themselves.
It just may be right now. Just as Doug alluded to, it's just not on the coach. It's just not X's and O's, or it's execution. I think they've got issues with their speed. Like, the 2 guys that have stuck out for me more than anybody so far in the last 2 weeks is Nick Robertson and McMahon.
Agreed.
Why? Tell me why.
They're flying.
Skate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because they can skate. And the rest of them kind of look like they're in quicksand.
I got to tell you, losing my mind seeing all these trade proposals out there, and people are like, for McMahon, you could get, it's like, hold on.
No.
He's like the only guy who can skate. He makes 1.3. Relax.
So Fried, who does a wonderful job on headlines, obviously, like, that there's, smoke, there's fire at the Leafs, and it's like the biggest team, and everybody wants to know. So he goes on there, and he's like, well, they're not interested in dealing the futures, but they're not going to deal into their core players. But, like, everybody else is like, well, who the hell is going to trade for anybody else on the Leafs? It's like they have professional scouts. They're watching this team. It's like the whole reason the Leafs are where they are is because of those 2 things that you're not willing to, like, their stars have been good, and the future, which is Easton Cowan, has been really good. And outside of that, it's like it hasn't been good. So who's going to trade for
Max Domi?
Yeah,
Flex Seal.
Yarn Croc. Young Croak.
Yeah, but
what are you going to get?
What is left?
Joshua, Carlo, like
those
right?
Those are the names that come up. Carlo's the most frequent name to come up.
We got a better shot of seeing that John Beecher, who's now on waivers, in a Toronto Maple Leaf uniform by the weekend.
Yeah,
go claim him. And I don't know him well enough, but I can tell you one thing: the guy can skate.
Okay,
he can skate.
I'm interested.
Okay,
yeah,
and he plays center.
Okay. We got Domi, Quillen, Lawrence.
And once upon a time, he was a 30th pick overall.
Yeah.
How old's he?
I will be
24.
I will be shocked if the Leafs don't claim him.
You heard it here first.
But, I mean, where are they on the waiver priority? Will they get a chance?
That's a good question.
The Beecher sweepstakes are getting hot.
4 or 5 teams ahead of them.
On Stitcher.
Like, look at their center ice tonight.
I know.
Tavares, Domi, Quillen, which I don't mind that guy. When I watch him, he kind of reminds me of that Steves, who happens to be in Boston, where they love him.
Right.
Kind of reminds me.
Yeah, high praise.
I could
say Quillen kind of reminds me of
Kipper.
Steves. Doesn't make me feel like, oh, well, good.
I couldn't pick Steve's out of the
wasn't that
lineup.
bad.
No, he's not bad either. He just doesn't move the needle in a way that helps.
Buddy, we are scraping the bottom of the barrel right now.
Why
I'm just
can't Willie
throwing
play
stuff
center?
at you.
You telling me Willie can't play center compared to some of these guys? He played it till he was 20 years old. They gave him 9 seconds at it.
You can't take Willie away from Tavares.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't.
Dynamic duo.
All right?
Yeah, they're just lighting it up.
You can't. You
They
can't.
actually are.
They are, yeah.
All
Except
right.
Willie hasn't had 2 straight
Just
games.
leave him alone.
No shots for Willie.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Okay, today. What was the mood like today, Sammy? At practice.
Some F-bombs. We watched. I showed both you guys our internal feed here of Leafs practice of Craig Berube
Hold on.
coaching. Yes.
We never really got to let me or anyone else answer, is the season
Oh yeah,
worth
let's finish
saving?
that conversation. Yeah.
Oh, please finish your article.
Yeah. I'm
should-
sure
yeah,
some
we
people
gotta move
are
past
like,
this.
wait, should they do this?
Do we have to wait for you to type it out?
No. I just wanted to put a bow on the point that I think the season is worth saving. That I don't think they are as bad as the two of you do. And that I think no one in the East is any good. I think Carolina.
I did say that last week.
Yeah.
I'm more confident that the rest of them have issues as well.
Carolina's great. Jersey's pretty good. Their star center just got, I don't know.
Ginsued.
Attacked by a wine
Slapped
glass.
up by Vince in New Jersey there. So who else is there? Boston's first in the Atlantic. Boston? Okay. Like there's enough talent on this Leafs team. Matthews back, Tanev back, Lawton back, Waugh back. Everything, you get your goalies back in place. I feel like everyone's bad enough that they're still in the fight here. And they haven't found it yet. We said initially it'd be 20 games, let things sort themselves out. Everything's gone wrong that could go wrong.
I do like the fact that you hope by the weekend that Leaf fans will get Stolars and Joseph Wall back together for the first time, and you can start there.
Yes. Absolutely
Right?
start there.
Some stability there. Some look at what they had last year.
Guys, the Leafs are 4 points out of third.
It's not the points though.
No.
It's what you've seen so far out of them.
I totally agree. And I get that.
It's the optics of what we've had to deal with for 20 games now.
Yeah. They have not had the puck very much. Somehow they generate expected goals at a high rate.
I
Somehow.
saw last week. I know the somehow. They have the best 5-on-5 shooting percentage in the NHL.
But that's not it, though. It's they create chances. Like when they get in there and they have the puck,
Okay,
they still have
but
talent.
here's the problem
Yes.
that I see in that.
Yes.
And this goes back to Willie. We can score goals.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you can score goals, but you can't defend them.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're telling me that you're going to keep doing what you're doing, but you're going to defend well.
Yeah.
No, that's not the way it works. To defend well means that you're going to have to think a little bit differently on the offense, because most often than not, when it comes to offense, there is a level of how much you cheat, how much you want to come back, how much you want to stay high. If you clean up your own zone like you're supposed to, the offense will take a bit of a hit.
For sure.
Are you willing to do that? Or you can't
I
have
think
your
that's a
cake and
great
eat it
question.
too.
It's a great
okay?
question, yeah.
The offense will not be there if you start cleaning up your own end the way you're
I've
supposed
never found
to.
that. You know what? You know what'll happen if you clean it up? You'll have the puck a lot more, and you'll get to play more in the offensive zone.
These guys, they're so talented, but they've gotten away too long on the cheating part. I've told you this. I've pounded this thing over the last few years. Willie hanging high. Okay, one guy. But when I start seeing 2 or 3 or 4 of them now with the stretch passes, and Berube was screaming at them today, the gap's too wide.
Yeah.
Come back, get on the wall, be first on the wall, win a battle on the wall. All of that will affect their offense. Are they willing
but they'll
to
have
do
it
it?
more? Yes. And that question, I think, is very much a question mark. And maybe one that they're just not willing to do, in which case you're just not winners. And that's fine. But I think there's enough here with this group to say, what are we going to do? Fold up and rebuild?
No.
Do we start selling assets?
No, that's
and
why
fire the
Bruby's not
coach?
going anywhere.
Well, then there's a season here. Then you're saying, okay, how do we salvage this? Max Domi is someone who's on the wrong side of the puck sometimes. You don't like that? Okay, well, is it Michelli? He's on the wrong side of the puck sometimes. You start going through it and say, we're going to get rid of a few guys. We're going to bring in, David Kampf. No, that's a bad example. But, bringing in a couple guys who play D. And then I think you got to figure out the defense. What's going on back there?
No Carlo tonight.
No Carlo.
Tomorrow. They play tomorrow night.
Or tomorrow night,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's okay.
Do we have any idea?
Can I,
Emotional reset.
What?
it kind of feels like the end to me.
And that's very possible. By the way, I'm not concluding that it's not. I'm saying the only direction you can go in from here is to try.
You are 100% right. They will not mail it in.
Can't.
I'm telling you, they can't.
No.
So they'd rather give up the
can't.
7th overall pick to the
No,
Bruins
no,
and try to make the playoffs and barely
No,
There's too much
miss.
here.
I don't think that's the case either, Sam. I think they.
Well, Matthews isn't even skating yet. So they lied to us about
They
that. Said it was
just-
going to be a week.
to
He's not
ju-
even on the ice yet. Carlo's now out.
Hold on.
Law's out. Lawton's out. Boys, they're probably going to lose a few more in a row here.
To Justin's point, you give the perception that you're not mailing it in, but you don't leverage the future.
Which means they're going to trade bodies, but maybe not in significantly meaningful ways. A lot of waiver claims coming up throughout this year.
The Beecher boys.
And
Beecher boys are coming.
and you do pray that Wall and Solars can pull back and be a
Yeah.
top 3 tandem.
If you get 900 plus save percentage from both those guys, if Austin Matthews can even be the guy he was before he left hurt and scores you 80 points, but 40 of them are goals, like you just start making progress towards something. I'm not trying to build a cup contender for you, Kip. I'm saying, what are you going to do here? You want to trade Matthews with that smile? He's got to go?
Not yet.
You think deadline you would do that?
Now we're talking.
Oh, listen.
Let's go now.
We're not ready.
That's the video game controller me where everyone sits
Not quite ready to have that. Like seriously, just get him back first of all.
Yeah.
Just get him back on the ice.
Well, why do they have to be like this? Why does it
can't
have
they
to
be like,
I don't get the mystery on like this guy the last few years.
So it was Boston game, right? It was last
2 years
Tuesday?
ago.
No, like the Boston game there, they said he would.
Oh, Boston. Oh, I thought you were talking about Boston in the playoffs.
I mean, there's been too many of those to remember. But it was Tuesday night so that's a week ago tomorrow.
Mhm.
And they said the next day that, it would be about a week. Maybe less, as if I remember correctly, is what Berube said. And now they put him on IR, so he had to definitely miss those next 2 games. So those are the last 2 games that they played. And now we're going into tomorrow. He hasn't been on the ice yet, not at practice. Feels like it's going to be more than a week here. We're doing it again, boys.
Maybe.
We're officially doing it again.
Yeah, we are, which is
Awesome. Loving it.
crazy. But now, same questions.
Mhm.
Like, just go back to a YouTube of us a year ago and just play that. You wouldn't tell the difference between a year.
I know people are like private with this stuff. It's just uncommon in professional sports because I personally am I don't care. Like, just it's weird to not be like, yeah, my knee hurts, yeah, my groin hurts, or my back hurts, or whatever. Just waiting for that to get better. I don't understand why it always goes like this with him, but
It's always been private. I mean, I think it was the turning point. It's been talked about is when Simmons asked him about the COVID thing, and then they reported that, and he was upset about that privacy part being out. And then ever since then, he's been really secretive with it. And I guess to each their own. But man, it's just it's frustrating as a fan. And we had this conversation last year. I know,
he's got a
but
contract for years. It's not like it's affecting negotiations or something.
just-
I don't get it.
it'd be nice to know.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's going to be longer than a week. No, it doesn't feel like that. It is.
Real challenging on a game that you have to have tomorrow night against St. Louis. Like you have to win.
It's so
You know what killed me as I was driving in, or before you sent me the lineup today, and I was like, all I know is I liked that Nyes Cowan line. Like they can skate.
Yep.
They're different players, but they all see the ice and move it. I liked that line. And then you send me this, and it's Nyes, Domi, Cowan. I was like, where's Wah? What's up with Wah?
hurt upper body.
He was, by the way, that might have been his best game of the year.
He played 19 minutes.
Did he really?
Yeah.
which is no good. He can't play
They've
19
injured.
minutes.
I know. They got
Can't play
injured.
19 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's
Tavares had to play
it's-
21 because they don't.
He is a
have
bottom
their
six
guy.
forward. He's just a bottom six forward that you hope that can check when it comes down to it, a team's top line in the playoffs. But that's the problem. Everyone's not slotted correctly
That's right.
now. It's a big issue. Is that you're asking guys to do way more than they're supposed to, and it's hard when you look at this whole lineup right now and you're like, okay, Nick Robertson's a top winger on the team right now. And
There's an article I read
Right?
today that was like, you can't trade this guy, that guy, whatever. Robertson is now, plus value guy. You don't want to move. And it was like, what has happened? He's played 8 or 9 games up there. He's still very much someone they could move, by the way. I know you don't want to.
Well, I mean, like if you're thinking about, okay, so you're going down the line of trading, you're trying to save this season.
Mm.
And they're like, yep, the core guys are out of question, futures out of the question. So I guess that would be like Nick Robertson would be in that conversation. What on earth are you hoping to get that's going to make you better than Robertson at this point?
what you need is a body back that is
Not 5'9".
of equal billing. So you're going to get a 20. How old is he? 24, 23?
Yeah, he just turned 24, I think. didn't he?
Okay. So you need somebody under
So young.
you need under 25, probably in the $2 to $2.5 million range. That isn't slow, first of all. So is
I
that
think
a
you're
forward?
describing Nick Robertson.
Is that a forward or is that a defenseman? I don't know. But it's going to have to be a 1-for-1. It certainly isn't a third rounder or a fourth rounder. You do not.
No.
There's nothing that's going to help Brad Treliving
Now, that said, I would be
with
okay
a
with them
prospect.
if you can upgrade that spot by taping a fourth or whatever to it. Fine. That to
But
me
you
is,
need a body back.
Yeah, you need a body back for sure.
All right, we take a quick break here, Sammy.
I was just furiously searching for the tweet that I saw, and I can't find it, so I can't give the person credit, but I saw it over the weekend. It's like, we didn't know that Nick Robertson would be having a great year on a bad team. We just didn't know that it would be the Leafs.
Yeah, we always thought he'd be a great player on a bad team. Turns out he is.
Just didn't know it was the
Hey.
Leafs.
I scored 17 goals on a bad team.
Yeah.
Don't knock it,
There's no shame in it.
right? Don't knock it.
I always said this guy was built to score 25 for Seattle or something.
I just quick note about that Saturday night. I love that goal he scored. Maybe it's my favorite goal he's ever scored in his career. Where he just goes to net, beats a 6'9" guy to the spot, digs underneath him, pokes it in. I'm like, this guy's trying,
Yeah.
competing. It's nice.
Yeah.
He scored
It is.
20 on the 80-point
Just
Leafs.
bit my tongue off trying to. Let's just go to break.
What are you going to say? All right, we'll go to break.
All right, you heard the guys. We'll take a quick break. When we return, more of Real Kyper and Bourne Leaf Edition. Plenty more on the table, including Joseph Wall being back and Stetcher. Is there a spot for him on the blue
yeah.
line?
Yeah.
More when we return. Welcome back to the program. Real Kyper and Bourne Leaf Edition Hour. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. All right, let's go back to your article.
Relevant,
Tell us
During the
more.
break or something?
relevant to that, Brad Treliving speaking with the media tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Is it?
Yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, he's the guy. There's no longer Brendan. It's him and Keith Pelly and Craig Berube. It's just, they're the three guys. It'd be nice to hear from somebody. I think if you're a Leaf fan, it's okay. He could calm things down a little bit. He could help.
What could he possibly
I
say?
don't know, but maybe it's more for his players than it is for you and your fans, your buddies.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's just an obligation every so often
Okay.
to go out there and speak, right?
I think there's a sense of accountability when a guy speaks.
Okay. Yep. No, I understand that you have to do it, and I don't know what he could possibly say tomorrow that's going to make anybody feel any better.
The unsexiest answer right now for all this crap is that the Leafs need to win. I know you guys know that. Need to win and maybe a couple games in a row and just breathe and let guys get healthy and just kind of let this thing come back. But if you lose more games, I just don't know. like there's this thing in Toronto where it almost like he has to like show he's doing something.
The Blues tomorrow night against maybe one of the worst teams out of the gate, alongside Buffalo and Calgary. Are they not?
They're down there.
They're down there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my team, by the way. That's my sleeper team this season.
Now they're sleeping.
Playing their role beautifully.
St. Louis tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Columbus Thursday.
Yes.
And then
Montreal,
on the road for 7 or 6.
Montreal Saturday.
Yeah.
So one more home game after tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I think 6 road games.
And then 6 consecutive on the road.
I think. Let me double check that.
Good. They need something different. Will that help?
They need this week.
They need this week.
Just make sure they don't go to that steakhouse in Chicago.
Yeah. Don't go to the Chicago cut. You'll get cut in Chicago.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games on the road, including one in Florida and one in Carolina to finish it off.
I mentioned Troy Stetcher being picked up on waivers on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Craig Berube on his thoughts on where Stetcher lies.
What's that?
I look at Troy, just
Yeah.
observations, and now that you've probably had a chance to chat with him,
Yep.
your impressions?
Yeah, good guy, a solid guy. Character stands out to me, effort. I thought he had a real good practice today.
He said he plays with a chip on his shoulder. I don't
He
know if that's
does.
a secret, but you probably enjoy that, don't you?
Yeah, he plays hard. I mean, like I talked to you guys, he's a compete guy. He competes on everything and plays a pretty simple game.
Glowing scouting report. Great guy. Great guy. When people say, what kind of hockey player is Sam McKee? They're like, great guy.
Listen, right now, many Leaf fans, I think, would take him over Myers.
Yeah. But poor Philippe Myers has not had a good year.
They
No.
actually have a good clip on what happened to Myers.
Okay.
I think he got asked today. Let's do that clip. Clip 6 on what happened to Phil Myers this year.
Yep. I think he came in last year in spots for us, when we needed him. I think he probably got overextended this year a little bit with the injuries. But he definitely, hasn't played the way he played last year. So I think he just needs to get his game back in order a little bit. And, because he's capable of doing it. We saw it. But I think it's just been a little bit of a long stretch here for him.
It's interesting he said he hasn't, the injuries he's got overextended. Last year he played 16-14 per game. This year he's played 14-14. So I don't think he's doing any more or being asked.
We just probably played more games this year in a row than he ever did last year. How many games did he play last year?
36.
Really?
Yeah. So he's played 10 this year. Maybe last year his partner was better. Simone Benoit is getting a bit of a pass for being pretty not very good this year.
Yeah.
I think he leads the D in getting outright walked on rushes so far this year.
I hated the visual of
he's-
Myers versus Nazar Saturday night, where it's like that guy's half your size.
He's played 200. He's been up and down. Played multiple teams. I think he started off really well for certain teams, Philadelphia, Nashville, I think Tampa, and now Toronto. And it just seems like he gets off to good starts. He's impressive. He's big.
Because he can do everything. So you look at him, you go, man, he actually can shoot it. He skates pretty good. You're like, talk yourself into it.
Yeah.
And then it just seems to catch up to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if
Reading
that's the
plays
case.
seems like a challenge.
If that's the case here.
I don't, I've watched Stetcher here and there, but like, what do you think he can, like
We should basically redo the conversation we just had off the air on him. So you've heard that, like, basically the reviews from people in Edmonton are
that he's just like, it's amazing that he's played this long in the league, but it's a lot of it's just pure guts and try hard and like competes, fan favorite
talking
type of
about?
guy. Stetcher.
Yeah, I got no problem with that pickup. I mean, this is where you're at with the Leafs because we do know that there's nothing major coming down the pike here. So just bring a guy that can compete. Let's start there.
he is a former analytics darling that no longer drives possession, unfortunately, but, has in the past been shown he's able
Like
to
he
do
can
it.
snap a breakout pass though.
Yeah.
Used to, or still can.
Yeah, we are at next man up,
Yeah.
right? And that's why I think they should go go to the waiver wire. Like, get somebody young and fast and competitive.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you got to go.
You know, of all, when things are going bad, you tend to look for what might have been, what could have been. It's so bad that I find myself being like, God, it'd be nice if they had Pontus Holmberg.
Okay, we need a Willie conversation here.
Okay.
All right?
Let's talk about the one that Craig Berube started today at practice. So if you didn't hear, we don't have the actual audio, but Berube was giving it to the boys. We started talking about it a little bit in the first block, I know.
Yeah.
But basically, get to your spots on the breakout. Get back on the wall. If we don't have you on the wall, we're screwed.
We're effed.
You can't help us break out. We're too high. We've talked about this over and over.
Yeah.
And Willie is one of the guys they need to be on the wall a bit more, a bit better.
We would have played it, but it doesn't really have the dramatic effect of being able to
Athletic
have
put
the
out
17 F-bombs.
Right.
The Athletic, did you see that article today?
I did.
They talked a little bit. Can you pull it up for me by chance? I think I sent it to you. But it was based on today's practice, I believe.
I've got it here. What do you need?
Just how the Athletic interpreted Craig Berube with Willie today.
Effing skate with the puck, Berube shouted at William Nylander after the team's leading scorer had his pass knocked down by Matthew Nyes during a 5-on-5 drill. He eyed Nylander all the way to the bench. Willie, you got to get to the wall, the Leafs coach said another point in the practice. Bust your ass.
Okay, that's a far cry from, like, just leave Willie alone, which basically he said last year.
Totally.
I mean, you talked about this last week. At some point, when it's always him hammering Willie Nylander, he's probably going to get sick of it.
We're starting to see signs of Willie tiring of it, right? Just watching on the bench and seeing how often it is.
Well, there's a guy coming.
On the other hand, I don't believe that Willie is where the problems lie here, but I get why you want to make an example of a good player.
There's a guy coming in on Tuesday night that can talk to him about how things went at the end.
Kyrou. Yeah.
Sure, they won't be motivated. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Tough time to see them.
Do you want to play the clip? You want to play the clip?
Yeah,
from,
let's hear what Craig Berube thought of Willie and the lack of shots we've seen in the last couple of games from Willie.
Clip 7.
I think he's generated it there. I think he's maybe looking to pass a little bit too much at times. He's been passing quite a bit all year, and obviously he's got a lot of assists, but we do need him to shoot for sure. And, power play needs to shoot. But I think, the power play's been running on his side, and so he's looking to make more plays, but he also needs to shoot too.
So, Berube sounds tired, boys.
Yeah, I think it's like
Sounds tired.
we know we've had this perception of Willie for many years, and Willie's Willie, and Willie can get away with a little bit more because he's Willie.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. It's wearing on Willie. Like especially with Marner gone, you hear him talking about Willie passing more. I think Willie thinks he's got to make up a little bit for the lack of creativity lost on Marner, and he's kind of caught right now. To me, I think he looks like a guy that is cool and as chilled as he can come across. Cool guy, wink with Ryan Leslie going to the dressing room. You see that one on Instagram?
No, but I know it bothered you.
It didn't bother me. I'm just like, what is that?
We have a clip from Willie. Want to play his clip?
Yeah,
about the mood?
Willie?
Yeah, this is about the mood around the team. This is a fantastic clip.
Okay.
Around the
Yeah.
mood.
Yeah, I mean, we're losing, but I think we're feeling positive. I mean, trending hopefully in the right direction. So, yeah, I mean, this keeps going for another month. Different mood.
I wish I had a Nylander jersey sometimes.
month.
I love this guy.
Another
A
month.
month. Try Thursday.
Yeah.
What's the big deal, really?
Power play shot attempts this year. So Toronto Maple Leafs, he's been, Willie's played.
It's a great clip.
It is good. Willie's played 16 games this year. Power play shot attempts. So John Tavares leads the team in 19 games with 14 shot attempts. So that means everyone else is less than that. Talk to me. What do you think Nylander has?
Shot attempts?
16 shots on goal. 16 games. How many shots on goal?
God.
On the power play?
On the power play.
I think it's going to be shockingly low. That's how you're teeing this
half
up.
a dozen?
Yes.
I was going to
That's
say.
the answer.
I was going to say 7.
The answer 6.
Wow.
The answer 6. You know who has more? Domi has 8. Nick Waugh has 6 as well. Morgan Riley has 6 as well.
And these are all on the power play.
These are all in the power play. And then you have
I don't even
Tavares
remember
14,
Nick Waugh having minutes. Like how the
Tavares 14, Nyes 14, Matthews 12. And then drops down to 8 with Domi, 6 with Nylander, Riley, and Waugh. So Nylander touches the puck every power play multiple times.
Yeah, I think he's under the gun here to create.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's only attempted 10
we're
shots.
also talking about guys at the same time. Like tell me, it's like having one of the best hitters, ahead of you so you can see better pitches. I'm going back to baseball for you.
It's protection. It's like having Bo Bichette behind
Matthews
Yeah.
and Marner left him a little bit more room on the matchups.
100%.
And now that's not the case.
Yeah, people would argue this because he's on pace to.
He's the first guy they circle.
Yeah,
but I think it's
100
special
points
teams.
if he keeps his
But
pace
listen,
up.
he's not keeping that pace. We know that. It
agree.
was a soft schedule, and they've played non-playoff teams, and they still found a way to cheat on a couple occasions. I'm not saying all of his points are
Just
cheating.
26 in 16 games.
Right? I know. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's
really good.
It may have come at a cost, too, right? Defensively, to my earlier point.
Yeah.
So if things start changing and we know offense dries up for many stars as it gets tighter and tighter.
I know that it will too. I agree. But it's hard for me to be like, the problem the Leafs have is Willie gets too many points.
I'm not going there. I'm saying that there's this fine line here that he knows he's got to be more now, more.
Yeah.
And it's
he has
it's affecting him.
He has been more. He's on pace for his most points ever.
But I
know what you're saying too. I get it.
I need a 200 foot game, Sammy.
But
I'm sorry.
How many times are we going to do this? It's just never going to happen.
It's not one or the other. You have to find some responsibility here. To be a $12 million player is just not about your cookies.
But we're going to listen. I totally agree and wish it would happen.
Hey.
But I don't want to talk about it because it's just never going to happen. It's never going to change.
Well, then we're going to have the same conversation, and Berube's going to be screaming at him at practice, get back, get on the wall for the rest of the season.
Well, maybe you should scream at some other guys, too.
I made that point earlier.
Maybe you could scream at Dakota Joshua has 5 shots in 8 games in November.
I'd like him to spread it around.
Hey, if we are done with Willie, I do want to talk about Joshua.
Yeah.
Joshua, to me, is the one guy. If I'm looking at this lineup today and I'm Dakota Joshua, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you just traded for me. Ahead of me is Robertson, Domi, Quillen, Cowan, Michelli. I'm on the 4th line. We got 32 injuries. Can I get a few minutes?
Over $3 million on the 4th line.
I know. And I'll tell you what, I'm fine with his last couple games. I know he doesn't have a lot of shots. I know he's not producing. He's not getting much opportunity.
He was the wrong guy. He was the wrong guy.
I agree.
Okay?
Totally
you needed
agree.
a Mason Marchment.
Yep.
You needed a Chris Kreider.
Yes,
you needed,
yes.
You needed something.
Impact.
Okay. How about Jeannot? Okay. Where's he in Boston now?
Yeah. Is he any good?
Could they have not used him?
He makes a lot of money.
He's like Pizzetta Plus.
But I'd take him over. Would you trade for him right now and give up Joshua and Michelli?
Yes.
Oh, that's what's that? What's their total? $6 million?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's not the answer. I totally agree. But if he's on the team, which he currently is, he shouldn't play 12 minutes on the 4th line tonight.
Once again, we've proven on this show, we've solved nothing.
We're more problem identifiers than fixers.
Hey, that's
one.
That's
There's
the
a problem.
easiest job in
It is.
hockey.
Yeah.
Identifying the problem and not
Fixing
coming
it.
up with any solution. That is the core of the Real Kyper and Bourne show. All right. On that note, we ask you to stick around for no apparent reason, but we go national next. Renaud Lavoie is going to come on and give us all the scoops. All right, time to go national on the Real Kyper and Bourne show. We are live on SportsNet, SportsNet 650 in Vancouver, SportsNet 960 in Calgary, and streaming always on SportsNet Plus. If you can't catch us live, download us at your convenience, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee.
I got two things to say, okay? First things first. Yeah, everybody can look there. Stop crying about the jersey. Every day, it's like, it's a jersey.
I got to tell you something.
Who cares?
You have sucked beyond belief when it comes to you. Between the Jays and the Leafs' horrible start,
Yeah.
you can't even remember to change a jersey. You're a puddle.
Okay. So I put up that jersey, and I put up the green jersey for the reason of, for our Saskatchewan listeners, congratulations to the Green Riders. Crush a couple old style Pilsners. Enjoy yourself. It's been a while. I think it's 2013 is the last time they won the Grey Cup. So probably
on the field.
There's not a better market to win a Grey Cup than
probably
Couple Yankees, the CFL.
couple guys and girls out there nursing a little hangover today. So congratulations to the Green Riders on winning the Grey Cup. It'll be my Argos back in the Grey Cup next year in Calgary. Argos. Anyways, we can go on now.
Nice.
But it's not that big a deal. It's just a jersey. Who cares?
In a few minutes, we'll welcome in Renaud Lavoie, hockey reporter, insider for TVA Sports. We'll go around the league a little bit. Montreal, all of a sudden, injuries. What is going on in the league, especially on the weekend? We lost a lot of players to injuries.
Yeah.
Charlie McAvoy was really tough to watch.
McAvoy.
Boy.
Harley's week to week. Jack Hughes is 8 weeks with a glass. Something happened to him. I don't know what the hell happened to him. And then I saw another one too. Against the Habs one as well. Doc. He went out, and there was one other one that I saw. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
Quick thought here on Jack Hughes. Sounds like a wine glass? Do you know?
I did hear glass,
Yeah.
for sure. And I mean, I don't know. It was a team function, or was it just a few guys?
They were at a team dinner of sorts.
All right. Well, yeah.
Garland went out last night.
Garland?
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, something happened, and
Life happens.
life happens. Guys like to have fun. It sounded total freak accident.
Yeah. Just his super muscles just crushed his wine glass.
Was somebody like a hand talker and like knocked a glass, and he like went like,
Nightmare
just tell
stuff.
us. Like, unless it.
Why do you need to know?
Because if it's not, it must have been something
This is
idiotic.
This is not like conspiracy, hiding.
I understand.
You're not the National Enquirer. Why do you have to know everything?
Because everybody's just being like speculating. Just be like, I put my hand on a broken glass.
You know it was cut.
When there's
You
an
know he's going to be
information
out
vacuum.
8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's just weird.
What more do you need to know?
Because everyone's like just talking about it, making up
No,
stupid
this is
rules.
the part of this is what I don't like. Like there are some issues that go on, or some teams like Austin Matthews. That one's been super secretive for the last few years. That part, I think they owe the fan a little bit more.
Okay.
This Devils don't owe you any more than, hey, he got cut on the weekend. It was off ice, and he's going to be out, and he's going to be good. In 8 weeks, he's going to be fine.
I agree. I got no problem. The only thing is just in the PR world, when there's an information vacuum, people fill it with things. So if we wanted to say, I heard he was in a knife fight trying to buy PCP in an alley, that might be the news story. Like
Why do you need to know that, though? Because now you're into
like was he like juggling knives? What happened? 8 weeks.
Anyway,
that's a brutal cut. That's a long
Sheldon's
time.
happy.
He's one of the best players in the league.
I am co-hosting with TMZ and the National Enquirer.
That's not even close to true.
Those outlets do numbers, pal. You wish.
Wow.
But
Renaud, come and save me here. Hockey reporter, insider, TVA Sports. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. You know what? It's a game day for the Montreal Canadiens. They're playing in Columbus tonight. Columbus playing against the Jets tomorrow night. So this is going to be a big travel day for them, a travel night. So that's I can't wait to see how the Jackets are going to play tonight. Are they going to pace themselves or not? So we'll see.
I want to get into the Montreal Canadiens, no question about that. But just, as an insider, I want you to settle something for me because I got a couple of knuckleheads here that
Go
just like the gossip around the water cooler here. Okay.
It's a podcast.
As an insider, you, Elliot, Drager, all the rest of them, are you pushing hard to find out what happened to Jack Hughes, or is it just it's fine? They told us he got cut. They told us they fixed it, and he's going to be out 8 weeks. What more do you need?
Well, the other question that I have, though, it's, let's say, like Emil Heineman with the Canadiens last year, remember, was injured, hit by a car in Salt Lake City. He was on his rookie contract. So he has the right to sue the city because of bonuses that probably he lost because he missed some time being hit walking on an empty street, by the way. So you have to be really, really unlucky. Now I wonder, let's say you're the New Jersey Devils. If I understand the situation, it happened in a restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you sue the restaurant? It's a chain, if I'm not mistaken, because it did happen. It looks like it was a fluke incident, but the Devils are going to miss, or probably it's going to be the insurance company that can sue, the restaurant. But that's my question here. There is a possibility that someone's going to sue someone because if it's not the player response or the person responsibility, the reason that he was injured, there's for me a lot of question mark there. Was he excited? Did he punch anything? We don't know. Should we go deeper? I wonder. My answer is my answer is even if you go deeper, people are not are going to ask you one thing: please don't report it. Please don't say anything about it. You know why? Because we're suing, or the insurance company is suing the restaurant, and we don't. It's exactly what Emil Heineman. People were saying to us, don't go deeper. Don't go deeper. That could be something that Emil and his agent are going to pursue because they lost some money on it. So can the Devils look at that restaurant chain or the insurance company saying, hey, you know what? You owe us a couple of millions here because of what happened.
All right, that's an interesting take.
Yeah, that is. I expect that from an American broadcast, not a Canadian one. It's very litigious. Everyone's suing everyone.
Why not?
Yeah, get your money, I suppose. So the Montreal Canadiens hit a little skid. I did read an interesting article today from Arpon Basu that just talked about how actually the underlying play wasn't as bad as maybe the results looked on the scoreboard. Unfortunately, there were injuries. Tell us about how the Canadiens have taken a small step back here.
Well, you know what? The big problem is special teams right now. Thing is, last week they had 3 5-on-3s. Can you imagine? I don't remember last time I saw 2 5-on-3s. Yeah, and more than a minute per. I mean, and they didn't score. 5-on-3s was around 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Like last game, they only had 2 shots. The reason why is they don't have enough presence in front of the goalie. And remember the good old days when Zdeno Chara was winning the Norris Trophy by scoring 20 goals. 15 of these goals were on a power play in front of the other goalie. Now the power plays are a little different. I understand that, but if you're asked Jeremy Swayman to save pucks when there's no obstruction in front of him, he's gonna save every goddamn puck thrown at him. He's that good, and we all know it. So, power plays is an issue right now for the Montreal Canadiens. They kind of lost their mojo because of it. The other thing is the number of suddenly this week, last week, the number of injured players. Like now, Kirby Dach, who was playing really, really well, blocking shots. Well, you know what? What happened when you're blocking shots? You're going to get injured. So he's out for at least a month. You have Alex New, a poor guy, broke his ankle against the Star. He's going to be out for 4 months. Can you imagine that?
That was ugly.
That's ugly. Caden Gooley, such a really good defenseman, a leader on this team, out for another 2 months. And you have Patrick Lining, who's going to be back in 3-4 months. So I'm talking about, like, I don't. It's not the core players, but it's close to be, the players that are going to make a difference night after night. If I'm looking at every team in the NHL, the first two lines are just great. If you don't have any injuries, the first two lines are quite the same, if I can use that term. Obviously, not everyone's got a Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid, but you understand what I'm saying here. But at the same time, what's the biggest difference? You need to look at that. Who's playing on the third line? Who's playing on the fourth line? Who's my number 4, 5, and 6 defenseman? When you're losing that, like the Canadiens right now are losing, it's going to be a little more complicated. No doubt about it. So hopefully against Columbus tonight, they'll find their mojo back. But it doesn't mean that you find your mojo back that you're going to beat the Capitals on Thursday and the Maple Leafs on Saturday. I know the Leafs, they had their injured players too, and they're struggling right now. But that being said, it's not a walk in the park for the Montreal Canadiens.
You're watching and listening to Renaud Lavoie, hockey insider, reporter for TVA Sports. So, Renaud, you just mentioned the Toronto Maple Leafs. We are closing in on that American Thanksgiving. They are on the outside looking in. If there are names starting to surface in terms of possibly shaking things up, would the Toronto Maple Leafs be a top team for you that might, jump into something a little earlier than expected?
Well, the big issue is the cap. and I mean, it's a big problem for the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. And I think they're handcuffed again. And you know what? Do I expect the Maple Leafs, like they pick up the players on the waivers during the weekend? Do I expect anything bigger? Do you expect, Kyper, anything bigger? That's the question.
Yeah, we've had discussions on like the availability from prospects to star players to depth players. And to your point, they're challenged.
They are. They are challenged because at one point, there's so much you can do. If you have a long-term, like a player on the long-term injury list, that's going to give you oxygen. But that player needs to come back when? In the playoffs. Otherwise, if he's coming back in February, you're still you're screwed. Obviously, you'll have to make another move. So right now, the problem that I see, it's another problem, is I don't see anyone who wants to help the Toronto Maple Leafs, all right? And at the same time, what really the Maple Leafs can give that's going to make another team excited? Robertson, what's his value really? He's playing well. Do you want to lose that guy because of he's not making that much salary wise? So we'll see. But to be honest with you, the only thing that I'm hearing about the Toronto Maple Leafs around the league is they're handcuffed. So if they want to make a move, it's going to be something really, really big. Are they ready to make that move? I'm a little disappointed with the way some players are playing. Anthony Stolarz, and I have so much respect for him. But I'm looking at his stats this year. I see him being way better than that, and I understand that he can't be alone when it's time to point fingers. It's a group thing. It's a team issue. But when I feel the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to turn the corner, the narrative will be on Anthony Stolarz and how good is he playing right now, and how big are his saves. He needs to make more key saves. And I'm looking at the Montreal Canadiens. We can say exactly the same thing about Samuel Montembeault. So there is some really good goaltenders right now struggling around the league. It's not only in Montreal, it's not only in Toronto. I saw Vasilevsky last week. I think he allowed 4 goals in 5 shots. I don't remember last time Vasi allowed 4 goals in 5 shots. So is it a team issue? Is it a league issue? But I feel like goaltending need to step up in major markets with teams that should be in the playoffs right now, like Toronto and Tampa. Even if Tampa is, you need to expect better. The minute that Anthony Stolar is going to play better, and I know Justin Wolf is back, but I want to see Anthony Stolar's with the type of game that he had last year.
Hey, Ren, keeping an eye on the Canadiens here as well. Every rumor I hear about a big name center in particular come up right now. Like the Habs are in there. Ryan O'Reilly. Oh, could he go to the Habs? Nazem Kadri. Oh, could he go to the Habs? Where are the Habs in this rebuild to trying to win a Stanley Cup? Like, are they a move or two like that away from being legitimate contenders here?
Yeah. That's why the word rebuild, you can,
it's over.
Throw it in the garbage. Yeah, it's built. It's time to build. But the problem is now with all the injuries suddenly that are, obviously impacting this franchise, you need to wonder what's Kent Hughes going to do, because suddenly you were probably aggressive 2 weeks ago, but now you need to take a step back and say, whoa, time out here. Who are we really for the next 2 months? We lost. So you need a little more information right now, because if the team is losing 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row, suddenly are you going to go make that trade that probably you don't want to make? But 2-3 weeks ago, yes, you named some interesting players. Were the Canadiens, involved in even more players that you just named? I believe so. But knowing Kent Hughes, probably is just going to take a step back, take a breather, see what's coming. If someone is saying, I don't know, we're going to give you Ryan O'Reilly for a second-round pick next year. Obviously, Ryan O'Reilly will be with the Montreal Canadiens sooner than later, but don't expect, obviously, a team to call Kent Hughes and offer him just a gift because Thanksgiving is coming. I don't believe so. I believe it's going to be a little more complicated. And the fact that now there's more injuries, I believe that it's going to be a moment for Kent Hughes to reflect on what's next and what needs to be done. Do we need to make the playoffs? Absolutely. Or do we have now an excuse? Hey, it's not our fault. Too many injuries. Maybe we're going to see what's next at the draft. So it's too early to tell, but I don't expect any help when you're talking about a second-line centerman soon. Maybe a third-line centerman. That's a different kind of player. Maybe a little less expensive. I believe that's a possibility, yes.
Both you guys mentioned Ryan O'Reilly of the Nashville Predators, who are fading quickly. They were horrible in the second game against Pittsburgh. Just awful. What are you hearing there? Are changes coming beyond one trade?
Yeah, well, I think that major things are coming. That's what's out there around the league. Whoever is calling or whoever you're talking to, it's always the same narrative. That being said, I remember early in the season, the Predators were playing well, remember, the first 2 weeks. And I had a discussion with Ryan O'Reilly regarding him being moved this year. My question was, were you a little surprised that last year people were talking about you? And he said, look at my cap hit. And, he doesn't have any protection. It's normal. And I said, do you expect that this year could be the year you'll be traded? And he said, yes. If we're not playing well and if things are going south like it did last year, yes, the expectation is I'm going to be traded. I think that if you look at the whole organization, they have tons of respect for him. I believe that if there's a trade to be made, they'll ask him where he wants to go. And it's going to be a pick and choose situation probably for him. But that being said, you have to expect some major changes. Can Jonathan Marchessault be moved? There's other players that are obviously on the bubble right now. Steven Stamkos, can he help another team? So there's some big. If we're talking about a team that can move some big names, it's probably the Predators that needs to go through a rebuild. Otherwise, I don't see where they're going right now.
Have you heard anything about Brendan Shanahan being linked to Nashville and maybe in a supporting role for Barry Trotz?
For sure. And, you know, you look at Brendan Shanahan, you know the way it works, Kyper, around the league. If you want to make a move, if you're owner of a team and you want to make a move, normally you're calling Gary Bettman, Bill Daly, and you're asking for some advice. That's exactly what happened with Jeff Gorton and the Montreal Canadiens. Jeff Molson didn't know about Jeff Gorton at all before he called Gary Bettman, Bill Daly. Do you have any names that could help us? And the first name that Gary Bettman said is Jeff Gorton. Jeff Gorton's going to help you if you need his help. And that's how it started. Obviously, I don't think that Brendan Shanahan needs a card to be sent to an owner to know who exactly is Brendan Shanahan is. Obviously, it was a governor anyway with the Toronto Maple Leafs, so everyone knows around the league Brendan Shanahan, and he wants to work. He wants to work with a team, and I think that you look at what he can bring to a franchise. For sure, he can help. He can help. Brendan Shanahan can help any team around the league. No doubt about it. And so we'll see what's next for him. If, we all know what happened with the Maple Leafs. Could he have been linked earlier to the Islanders, let's say when they started the process to replace Lou Lamoriello, maybe somewhere in April, if the Maple Leafs were out of the playoffs, was this a little more possible that Brendan will be with the Islanders at that time? Yeah, probably, but it didn't happen for obvious reasons. And right now they're playing really well under Mathieu Darche and Patrick Roy. But I think that if you have a chance as a franchise to get some help, I think Brendan Shanahan should be number one on your list right now.
So looking around some other places in Canada, the Edmonton Oilers started to win some hockey games. One of the things, because I know one of these things you seem to know some things about things. I'm watching Jack Roslovic with the Oilers, and I'm going, why wasn't
how good is he?
Yeah, why wasn't that done before?
And how did they get him so cheap?
Right. How did that happen?
You're getting players cheap because if no one is really interested, your value is going down. That's the name of the game. But watching him like scoring overtime goals and everything that he's doing right now is just amazing. I think that he's the kind of player that's going to bring a lot of happiness around this franchise. And when you're going through the grind, when no one wants you really, and you're signing a deal and you're happy to be back in the NHL, maybe your vision of what's the NHL and how it is, and the fact that you were probably scared of not playing another game in the best league in the world, I think it's bringing a lot of happiness to yourself and to the that dressing room who needs. It's not easy to play for the Oilers, not because of the system or who they are. It's just because night after night the other teams are waiting for you, and they want to prove themselves all the time. And we want to make sure that Connor McDavid or Leon's not going to get any points. So it's not easy. And it shouldn't be easy, but it's probably going to be a little easier tonight for the Montreal Canadiens against Columbus, because Columbus is going to look at Montreal and say, hey, man, November is really, really tough for them. So, but when it's a team that's elite, that's going to the Stanley Cup final year after year, they want to prove themselves all the time. So I feel like it's about time that someone is stepping up other than Leon and Connor. And yes, and I think that he was not signed, and the real reasons why are probably not that good. Sometimes you need to find a place where you know that you won't be the savior, first of all. Second of all, that you can be a depth guy that's going to really, really help when it's going to be time on special teams or 3-on-3 in overtime.
Renaud, one more for me, and it was last night, the Red Wings and the Rangers. We saw the end of the game. What looked as close to a bench-clearing brawl as we've had in, like, moons.
Great jersey.
Obviously, nothing really.
We had one in Montreal in the playoffs, remember, Kyper?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. What are you hearing from the league on that? And I can't believe for 1 second they're just going to let it slide. They can't.
Is it going to be? I don't see any suspension, to be honest with you, because I understand what happened. But was there an incident that went really over the line? If you look at what happened with Montreal last year in the Capitals, there were some real fights at the end of the period. And at the end of the second period, and there was no suspension after. I feel like it's a similar incident with a little less violence, okay? But I wonder what's going on with Jonathan Quick, because Jonathan was upset. He was upset at the end of the game in Vancouver at the end of October. And against the Montreal Canadiens, he was upset with Lane Hudson during a TV timeout. And there was a if there was a little, let's say if it was Boston against Montreal, there would have been a brawl on the ice during that TV timeout for sure. But because it was the Rangers against the Canadiens, not a real rivalry, it was a little different. But now it's 3 incidents that I see involving Jonathan Quick in a month and a half. I wonder what's going on here. I mean, the guy just shot in an empty net. If there was someone I will find, is obviously Jonathan Quick, because he's the one responsible with what happened at the end of last night's game.
Renaud, great stuff, my friend. So happy you were able to join us today. Thanks for doing this.
It's always fun to talk to you guys, and hopefully you're going to have a good week in Toronto.
Yeah, okay.
Equally
Thanks,
as
friend.
fun. Equally as fun.
Good seeing
Renaud Lavoie, everybody. We're going to do game time,
Sure.
and then I want to get into, after the break, we're going to get into more of what we saw last night between the Rangers and Detroit.
Liked it.
Just wait.
I like that.
Oh, just wait.
Good tease.
It's game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Little bit of a lighter night on the ice. 6 games tonight on tap. The Edmonton Oilers continue their Eastern road trip in Buffalo to take on the red hot Sabres. Oh, no, wait. Their Sabres are not red hot. They're never red hot.
Sometimes there. Nip it at the Leafs' heels.
Wow. It's a different conversation for sure. As you would imagine, the Edmonton Oilers, big favorites in Buffalo tonight, -160. They seem like they're turning it around a little bit, like they always do. Their slow start. We have to talk about they're having a slow start again. Oh, they got to talk about it.
By the way,
Drives me crazy.
Shout out Zach Hyman. First game back, they play him 23 minutes. He has a career high in hits, 11.
MVP.
11.
Well, he should have 11. He's well rested.
11 hits. He played 8.5 minutes or something in the first period, a career high in one period.
Right. You know, I'm
Welcome back.
really happy the Leafs got Andre Kasha, Nick Ritchie, and Peter Mrazek instead with the money that.
Yeah, couldn't have paid him 5.5.
No, they had to pay those 3 guys that money instead. The Montreal Canadiens are in Columbus that Ren was talking about. Columbus, big faves on home ice, -135.
What do you got
Montreal.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, Montreal +115. What are you going to say?
What do you got for a David Kampf goal, I believe, in the.
Oh, my
Vancouver
God. Let's see if they've
match?
posted
He
that.
is, and what are the odds he scores ever, let alone in his first?
Could you have not have traded him to Vancouver?
You sure could have. I mean, he's a useful dude. Maybe you might have had to retain, though.
Not posted on
But
Bet365.
get something back.
Maybe.
Not posted on Bet365, but I will give you the number for a Elias Pettersson goal instead. +260 on the money line for Elias Pettersson to score against the. Oh, and I'm talking about the forward one on against the Florida Panthers. And that was game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
I get the Vancouver didn't want him at $2.5 million. Okay, I get that, but like, could you have not squeezed out a 3rd or 4th round pick for $500,000?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they tried and they wouldn't.
I seem like they had to have tried.
I don't know. It is very strange.
Or
I hope that question gets asked to Tree tomorrow. What the hell happened with
Or
Cam?
just, I don't know. You have a shortage of center. Play the guy.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's
Right?
fully where I'm at. This guy can play in the league.
Okay, let's take a quick break. When we return, plenty more, including that Brawl or Spark, or I don't know what you want to say, whatever Quick was trying to do.
Liked it.
We'll get into that. Schaefer's continuously impressive rookie season.
Yep.
Lucky Luke giving us a scoop.
Lucky Luke with the scoop on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. That's why you listen.
Scoop Robitaille.
Scoop.
More of that when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. We are back. A reminder, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365.
You know what I spent my break doing? I don't know if you're aware of this website. I haven't been on it in a long time. It's still working great. This website called tankathon.com/NHL.
Oh, my God.
What?
So it's like a draft lottery simulator. So like you hit sim lottery and then it does like one of the things.
1 to 32 where all the teams win.
Like this is what it
random
looks
draw.
like. See, like it's like sim lottery. Bang. Sim lottery. See? Leafs, I've got Leafs 6 or 7 an uncomfortable amount of times.
Yeah.
An uncomfortable
They're
amount
at
of times.
22% likelihood of picking between 6 and 10, which is their worst case scenario. They get to keep 1 to 5. 6 to 10 is kind of the nightmare spot.
Get into the 5.
Yeah, well,
Well,
this is the
yeah,
thing.
duh.
Pick a direction.
Yeah.
You know,
You got to get in
People-
there.
From McKenna.
buddy.
Well, there's talk of this Verhoff too, who like everybody's talking about McKenna, but this Verhoff D-man is like apparently
Yes.
the
Yeah.
next hot thing.
You know what's tough is you play no games in college. Like if you have a few bad
Yeah.
games, the season's 36 games long. It's tough.
McKenna's apparently been
Listen.
struggling a bit with Penn State.
Yeah.
So
Doug
maybe should have
McLean
just
said
stayed the
it
O.
best,
I mean the dub.
right? Doug McLean said it best. They've stunk for a long time. Columbus
Yeah.
still have never picked first overall, other than trading for Rick Nash.
Right.
Boys, I just got the first overall pick for the Leafs and similar. So
Well,
Let's
how
go.
about Detroit? Detroit's been in a tank forever, and every year their odds go, oh, we're 4th, but we actually get to pick 6th.
Yeah.
Oh, we should be 2nd, we actually get to pick 5th. Just been brutal to them.
It's tough. I mean, especially it happens a lot in the NBA where teams full on tank. Like teams are just suck on purpose. And the Raptors were awful last year, awful on purpose. And they had like I think the 3rd best odds, and they ended up picking 9th.
Ugh.
Like it's a big risk.
Yeah.
So you can
I don't know
suck
what
all
the
year and
answer-
still.
Or it could be the Islanders, baby.
I don't know.
I mean,
But then you don't want to like reward definitive tanking either.
No, I'm with you on that. You don't want teams trying to not win.
Yes.
That is bad. That
To
is-
guarantee themselves
Yes.
a good player.
the Leafs did it. The first year with Babs was one of the
I
worst
know, but
teams
they
ever
still had to win
constructed.
the lottery.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
They
They couldn't win the year before where Gary wouldn't rig it for the Leafs. He had to give the Oilers another first overall pick.
How dare he not rig it for the Leafs?
Should have rigged it for the Leafs.
So
National Hour.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, it was
National hour.
perfect that he went to Edmonton. Perfect.
I just, I saw a tweet today, and God, it kills me. Eric Hornick, that's who it was, who tweeted it. He does like a lot of stats for Long Island people, Islanders fans. Had this to say about Matthew Schaefer, which was fascinating. So he's 18 years old and 18 years and 73 days old. Where was Cale Makar at the same
Oh
age?
yeah, right. I saw this too.
This is not to say that he'll be better than Makar, but just where was Makar at the same age?
Playing in the AJ.
Yeah, Makar had a goal and 2 assists for the Brooks Bandits of the AJ and an 11-3 win over the Olds Grizzlies. 5.5 months later,
11-3.
he'd get drafted 4th overall and go to UMass for 2 more years before he would come in. Remember, he jumped into playoffs with the Flames. The point is just that this kid, to be this good, this young, is just,
And
what is that?
it's not to say that,
Youngest player in NHL history to score an overtime winner.
but it's not to say that if you really watch him, like he still
Oh, yeah, defensively he
makes
some
mistakes.
Sure does.
Right? And he still, we had this conversation in our first hour with Easton Cowan where you get anxious. It's just a common thing. Like you got to be so special, and he is special.
Yeah.
But he still gets anxious sometimes defensively, as all young kids do. And it's once you get over that hump, that's when you really, really take off. But the guy's playing 26 minutes. So even if he's learning now, even if he makes a mistake or a hiccup, I'm going right back out there.
Yeah. Yeah. The one thing I will say is, like, for old pros who get really confident in their skill set, and you watch it, you know, when you play with guys like yourself and guys who've played in the league, the poise and, like, no jumpiness, right? Like, you make the play, and, you know, if you need to turn it on, you can turn it on. There's definitely like he's on at all times. But I mean, hey, tough to be critical.
Last 5 games, 21-40, 25-49, 25-59. Something just popped up on my screen. 21-26, 24-16.
And I think he's got 8 goals.
Yeah, he's got 7 goals and 8 assists, 15 points, 19 plus 2.
That little puck luck too, right?
Yeah.
33 shifts against Utah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's just the ability to hold on to the puck a split second longer and then have the picture that you saw completely change.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it.
what real NHL players can do.
It changes fast, doesn't it?
It like you wouldn't even recognize the frame, different frame.
Totally different. Yeah. I mean, just crazy though that this kid is not even 100 days into his 18th year. Like, I think I was a rookie in the BCHL. God, maybe even
was it Olds Grizzlies?
Yeah.
Great name for a team. Olds is hell of a town name.
I don't think they're very good.
Not that night. Not that night.
We teased the end of Detroit and the Ranger game, a 2-1 score. So Mason Appleton shoots the puck in the net.
Yep.
A couple seconds after the buzzer.
Yeah, if that.
He heard it. He heard the horn and fired it.
He did. Some people want to compare it to Morgan Riley's incident with Ridley Gregg.
Really?
Well, it's an empty net. Shooting the puck in the empty net. Is it not? Is it similar? Is it not similar?
Well, Gregg's was a real goal.
Yeah, it was during
the confines of play.
During time.
But
it made people mad.
It made people mad, right? So
myself included.
That's the comparison that there's certain unwritten rules that you're supposed to follow.
That's definitely
and Appleton didn't follow it. Morgan Riley didn't follow it.
Ridley Gregg didn't follow it. You mean?
Ridley Gregg didn't follow it. So where were you last night? Seconds after, and then Jonathan Quick really was the guy that initiated everything.
Jonathan Quick's a winner. That's what I know. It sounds like sore loser stuff, but I love guys who hate to lose and show me respect, and I've earned respect. And, you know, F you. I love Jonathan Quick. I thought that was awesome.
Quick has always been a snap show, and I love that about him. He's just squirrely. He's a classic. Like, he is what you used to think of as like an old school goalie, just snap show goalie.
Yeah.
And there's not a ton of them anymore. And I with Bourne, like, how could you not love that?
Yeah, I think when you factor in that this team can't win at home.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable in that game. Unbelievable. Stood in his head.
Could not come up with a W.
I think maybe, though, in Jersey history, the best matchup of all time.
God,
but I do
want to hear Quick's clip about
let's have Quick.
Yeah, Derek, it's in there. John Quick, clip 1.
Just tell us what happened at the end of the game there.
Yeah, you guys all saw it. A couple seconds, the horn goes, a couple seconds, and he shoots in the net. So, I don't know why they were surprised. It's usually their response when something like that happens. So, boys jumped in. Did the right thing.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm with you. I get the emotion part, and you want to just kind of a little ripple effect of another loss at home. I'm okay with that, but I think the league has to. They can't let it slide.
What do you think? They think Quick would get suspended for that?
I think either a fine to him or the Rangers, depending if you want to go 25,000, 50,000. I wouldn't just shrug it off. If I'm the league, you cannot have guys thinking that's okay. Just can't. Can't have a reaction like that. Like, the only thing that really stopped, and we had Renaud talk about this, that maybe it would have been a different story if it was a Boston Montreal, but the only thing missing from last night from it becoming a complete rodeo was the Rangers don't have a meathead in the lineup.
Yeah, no Rempe out there, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like, it's a different ball game because I know.
Although I saw Carrick chuck him with Olivier. He may be a bit of a meathead.
He's
like,
yes, he's strong.
It would have just taken one guy And I'm the type of guy where, like, you have to make a split decision. Either you're in or out. I probably would have gone all in.
Well,
See, Kip with those poker chips. This feels like a
this is the
good
time.
play.
Like,
Green light.
Listen, you've won one game at home in like 100 tries.
1-7
I
at
could
home.
turn into a
9-1 and 1 on the road.
I could have turned into a major hero to Ranger fans in a moment like that.
I
believe you have
watched
a picture
lot-
of the cup above your head, so you're probably a hero to someone already.
I have watched a lot of old Islander brawls, just watching Clark Gillies highlights and all that, and it's usually one or two guys. One or two guys
Oh,
that's
for sure.
knocked the hornet's nest a few
Yes.
times, and then everyone's got to, all right, we're doing this.
Yeah.
That
So,
could have been your role in that spot.
We'll see how the Rangers respond to that.
But, like,
moving
By the way, I'd
forward.
just like to say there's a couple clips of Clark on the internet where he physically has to, people joke, I fight guys like you on the way to a fight.
Yeah.
He literally does, where he's like passively fighting someone he's discarding to get to the fight he wants. It's incredible.
So
But those are like
those
real,
different.
That's real hockey.
Yeah, that is a different
That's
sport.
something. I don't know if it's hockey.
But didn't you I love what Quick said there. I don't know why you're surprised. I agree.
Yeah.
You can't shoot the puck in the net after the whistle goes. You can't shoot the puck at a goalie after the whistle goes or the horn goes. That's hockey 101.
Well,
That's been the way it's been for 100 years. That's just, you don't do that.
Yeah, and it does give a message around the league that if you do, just be ready.
I'd
It's
like
a
to
green
take,
light.
to let people know who complain about hockey's unwritten rules or the code to beat it.
Yes.
Like, these are things we all understand.
Yes.
Like, it's a respect thing to the other side.
But it has to come at a price, whether it is financial or suspension.
Sure.
There's
I get that.
Dale
asked
Hunter
this-
said it best to me. Sometimes you just got to get suspended. It keeps them guessing.
Yeah, let them
Keeps
think you're a little
everybody
squirrely.
guessing.
Dale Hunter said that? No way.
No.
Yeah, he did.
Dale.
Told me in my rookie
Well, he was
year.
just finishing his check on Pierre Turgeon, so it was fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep them guessing.
Yeah. So let's say Jonathan Quick got fined $25,000 for that incident. Would Jonathan Quick actually pay that money?
Yes.
James Dolan's not him.
Well, that's
No.
kind of like-
It has to come off of your check.
And then
Okay.
you get a sponsorship
I
with
know.
aspiration. To,
I've seen a few of mine. I
25
lost
grand.
$37,000 when I
and they
hit
just garnish your
James-
check or what?
James Black. I
Turn
hit
him
him
into
late.
James Red.
Oh my God! I cut him from one side of his forehead to the other, and it was like Berkey suspended me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Maybe Berkey will pay you back. You should text him.
I can't even get a beer out of him.
What?
No, that's not true.
Did you see Jarvis get a stick in the eye the other night? That one was scary.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the cuts for you to hear.
Yeah.
Sorry. Completely different topic.
The McAvoy was the scariest
Oh
guys.
God, I had a lot of PTSD watching that.
Oh.
I was watching that. But do you see
I
the
hope
slow
he's
mo?
okay. I hope he's okay.
Kind of goes in.
Have we had any reports, Sammy, out there on it?
Not a
than
ton.
weeks?
I'll tell you right now. Here's my report. It's not good.
Not good.
I'm going to go full Brad May here. It's not good.
Yeah, I remember our coach after a couple months being like,
Yeah.
"Could you come back? Wear a bubble, and could we get you back? What do you think? Like next week?"
Can't
And I was
breathe.
I was like, "I can't eat an apple.
Yeah.
I'll play as soon as I can eat an apple."
Yeah.
Scratch another UFA off the list, as first reported by our trusted LA correspondent Luke Robitaille,
Robitaille.
The president of the team.
Scoop Robitaille with another
who
one.
told us that a signing was imminent earlier
Is that Friday?
last week.
Is that Friday? No, Thursday.
Thursday.
You like their odds?
Just go with it, Sam.
Yeah, yeah.
Just go with it.
Yeah.
Kempe signs to an 8-year deal at 10.625 per.
I mean,
Good number. He could have got more, boys.
That's what I was saying. You must love it there. Because,
who wouldn't?
yeah, you're right.
The sticking point all along was they did not want to give him 8 years.
Really?
Yes.
And they gave him 8 years.
They gave him 8 years because
Gotta have him.
they know that they probably discounted $1 million.
Probably said, "Yeah, we'll do 6 times 11.8 or 12."
He's getting 11 and
Or
a
if you
half
want
or
8.
12 all day long
Yeah.
to get to UFA. And he took a little less to get the 8th year, and LA was happy enough about that. But who's left
Can I
on the UFA?
can I do Leafs in the national hour here?
Yeah,
they're a team
sure.
in the league.
This was like one of the big things that Leaf fans were like clinging to, that oh, Tree and the boys are keeping their powder dry for this big free agent class next season. Like, they maybe take a little step back and then, they got all this cap space. It's like for Alex Tuck, for Jordan Schmaltz, like, boy, it dried up fast.
Yeah.
Not a lot out there, fellers.
No.
I wonder if you won't see more, because everyone has cap space now, so everyone's trying to keep their guys.
Yeah.
I wonder if you won't see more hockey trades because it's going to be a lot harder to improve by free agency.
Here's the biggest problem is there's not enough good talent to go around to 32 teams.
There's not. It is
That's
absolutely
a great point.
Whatever that sitting game is, married with the seats, musical chairs. Musical chairs.
I
That's
was going to say a ring around the rosy.
no, it's musical chairs.
Yeah.
There's just not enough good players, and the teams are all trying to grab them.
Yeah. And it's a major issue for some clubs right now. And the LA Kings, like, they're going to lose Kopitar after this year. And Kopitar still plays 18 minutes a night and looks awfully close to a top centerman still.
Drew Doughty's 35. They got
Oh, he got banged up this weekend, too.
So they could not lose Kempe.
Well, if they're looking for this, a defensively minded forward center that, loves the limelight, likes playing in the big city and, can shoot in the net 70 times, there may be a perfect fit between
Oh my God. What are you doing?
Already trading Austin to the Kings?
that was the place that everybody said he was going to go in free agency. I'm just joking.
Did you do Matthews for Byfield?
Yes. Yeah, no. I'll have a meeting. We'll have a meeting. Let's have a meeting.
Oh my God.
I don't think the Kings would, considering where they're both out of their careers in terms of like Byfield Young. What? You're looking at me like you can't even talk about it? You're embarrassed about the conversation or what? We can talk about it.
No, I'm just thinking it's
A little premature?
Not a conversation right now until Austin gets back in the lineup and starts playing again.
Okay.
Listen, I want nothing to do with it.
Radioactive, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, did I just?
Calm down over there with your Blue Jay.
I'm just having
hoodie.
fun. I'm just having fun, boys. Just having fun.
Get Bo Bichette signed.
Yeah. You seem to know things with the Jays.
No,
Think
I
that's going to
don't.
happen?
I don't think money will be an issue.
That's for sure.
I told you that the big boss upstairs is all in.
I just think that it comes down to whether he wants to be a shortstop or a second baseman, because I don't think the Jays are going to move Jimenez off short. So that would be my.
It'd be crazy to lose Bo Bichette because you wanted Jimenez to play short.
But it's a valuation thing. He makes 20 minutes. Anyways,
Yeah,
we don't
yeah,
need to get into that.
yeah.
5 games on the ice tonight, boys.
5, including Edmonton at Buffalo.
Kings in Washington, Florida hosting the Vancouver Canucks, who's missing half their team, and I think they have their third string goalie in net tonight. So it's an interesting one for the Canucks.
Yep.
How about Quinn Hughes? 4 apples in Tampa.
In a 5-goal third
See,
period by
that's-
the Canucks.
Yeah, Tampa was up 2-0 and then just ballooned.
Did you see a slew foot that Sabrin did on the Carlson guy?
I gotta tell you, I get a kick out of Sabrin.
Sabrin is a wild card.
By the way, Sabrin, I believe that was the first Austin Matthews nameplate.
Yes, it
check,
was.
if
It was
I
when they, in the
recall.
in the preseason.
Which I love.
Yeah.
And you are?
And then they were teammates for like
9 seconds.
a couple games.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great moment. My
Yeah.
Mario Lemieux moment when we played Pittsburgh.
What's that?
He looked at me and said, Kypreos, why don't you go back to the minors? And then I went back to my bench and I said, did you hear that?
You know,
he knows my name. He knows my name.
Oh, I love it.
Like, could someone have snapped a picture while I was passing him by?
Yeah.
Our thanks to Renaud Lavoie from TVA Sports. How many games, Sammy? 6 games on tap tonight?
6 games on tap. Edmonton, Buffalo, Carolina, Boston, LA Kings, Washington, Vancouver, Florida.
Enjoy your game,
That was only
and
4.
we're back tomorrow to do it all over again on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Have a great night, everybody.